Wow.
Good?
That is magical.
Is that worth a second bite?
Oh, yeah.
Hello, race fans. We're here at the Super Nationals here at Boone Speedway. We're joined by Peyton Taylor, promoter of Clash at the Coast, as well as a part-time Sunoco IMCA Stock Car and Freeze and Performance IMCA Modified pilot. Today we're going to be testing some good food at the concession stand here at Boone Speedway. Boone Speedway, known for a few different things. One thing it is not is bad food. You ready for this?
I'm ready. Bring it on. I'm hungry already.
All right, we're going to start off with the world-famous steak sandwich. World-renowned.
Look at that thing right there, full of meat. I'm telling you right now.
How many of those have you had?
I've had one, but I ain't been here for about 6 hours. So I mean, this is good right here. So we're going to jump off in this thing, see what it is. If you ever come to Boone, you've got to try one of these. I know going in it's going to be good. So I'm going to go ahead and get me a little bit of it right now.
Peyton, of all the years you've came here, what's your favorite memory of the Super Nationals?
Hang on just a second. I had to get that bite down. So that thing's phenomenal, by the way. I highly recommend it. My favorite memory probably would be winning the 30th annual IMCA Super Nationals Modified with my brother. He had to start deep in the field. We worked our tail off, and he come up, made a last lap pass, I think on the white flag lap, and won it. And I'd kind of got out of racing there a little bit, so that was my first run back with him. And to win that with your brother is probably it's definitely one of the highlights of my career. I would have loved to have been in the cockpit, but I don't think I could have done what he did that night. So it was really, really cool, very electric. And it was pretty neat to be drinking beer on the backstretch, yanking a motor. So that was definitely probably the highlight of my years here.
Ready to dive into some great stuff? More great stuff here?
Yeah, let's get it.
All right. Here we go. We got some deep fried Oreos. And
this looks like a clogged artery right here, but we're going to try it. It's got a little glaze on it. This is my first fried Oreo.
First time, debut.
Wow.
Good?
That is magical.
Is that worth a second bite?
Oh, yeah. But hang on. I got to wash it down. A little bit of this.
All right. Craziest thing that's ever happened to you at Super Nationals? Or craziest thing that you've seen that's PG rated?
Well, this is probably NC-17, but we're going to try and squeeze it in.
Yeah.
So everybody knows the high side tickler, Kyle Strickler. Me and his pretty good buddies. And back when the Kansas bunch had the Tiki Bar over here, they had a big stage out, and I'm not real sure the year on this. But so Strickler goes to his trailer. We'd been kind of pre-gaming for a while. And he goes and gets a whole box of thongs and just starts throwing them out to the audience. We get up there and we're throwing these things around. Well, there was about a 65-year-old man he was drunker than Cooter Brown. And, he was going to put it on over his pants. And I was like, no. Me and Strickler looked at him, no, if you're going to put it on, you're going to put it on. So he shucked them down right there in front of God and everybody and turned around to the crowd and put them on. And, it was pretty wild, and it definitely lit the crowd up. And I've been a lot of places, seen a lot of things, but in my 46 years, that took the cake, and it happened right here. Update on him: we didn't find him till the next morning. He was still on the stage. He did survive, and so that's probably his wildest memory too, I figure. But it was definitely a fun time, and always fun up here. You know, the atmosphere, the campers. I mean, if you've never been here and you just watch the stream, you got to come up here. I mean, this place is so electric. It's so big. There's so many racers, so much stuff going on.
I fully agree. You're hanging in there?
I'm in.
Your pulse is doing okay?
I'm in.
All right, we got some cheese curds here.
So I've got a funny story about these little cheese curds here. All right. Give me just a second here.
Okay. All right.
This is water. This is just water. So I'm from Arkansas. I never even heard of cheese curds till Chad Weirs told me about them. And he's like, oh, no, you've never heard of a cheese curd? I'm like, no, what is it? He's like, little balls of cheese. So he's like, I'll bring you some. So he brought me some. I'm excited. I break in this bag. and I throw one in my mouth and I start chewing on it, and it sounds like I've got, I don't know, it sounds like I need a WD-40 in my mouth. My teeth started squeaking. I looked at him and I spit it out and I said, dude, this thing ain't good. He goes, what do you mean? I said, it's making my teeth squeak. Oh, no, you've got it all backwards. That means they're fresh. So I found out that, squeaky cheese curds are fresh, and that's the way they like them. But, yeah, them's definitely good. Highly suggest them. They're good.
So if it sounds like a spin table from a...
Yep, that's it.
You're good.
That's it. That's what you're going for if you're looking for cheese curds.
Go for the era.
That's correct.
Being a racer for so long, and then now becoming a promoter of an event... What has you being a racer taught you to become things that you applied as a racer? Like, man, if I ever ran a race, this is the way I would like to do that. And vice versa. Has it changed you as a racer by being a promoter?
It has. It's affected me on both levels. Because I used to get hot-headed and let little things bother me that shouldn't bother me. And now that I'm on the receiving end of them chewings, I try to be a little bit more lenient on them because I know what all goes into these events. And as a racer, I'm a lot more laid back now than I used to be. And it probably helps me as a racer. But as a promoter, I got to look at the racer side of it, to try and figure out what will work best. What's best for the racer? What's best for the race fan? What's best for the marketing partner? And at the end of the day, when all of them line up, it's best for us at the Clash on the Coast and Natural State Nationals. And but a lot of it too has to do with who you surround yourself with. And we're right at home with IMCA and IMCA TV and the Super Nationals. So yeah, I've definitely learned a lot, and I'm still learning. I'll tell you one thing I did learn. So our first year at the Clash on the Coast, we went from 50 cars to this year we had 150 cars. So it takes 3 times the work, but that's 3 times the butt chewing you get too when you're on the other end.
Everything
of it.
multiplies.
So, yes, but we're happy to be a part of it, and we want to keep continuing to grow this and make it better for the racers, the fans, and our marketing partners. Well, our next Clash on the Coast is going to be February 23rd through March 1st. It's going to be on the Emerald Coast in Florida, and we're just excited about it. I mean, yeah, I almost went to jail last year. Not a lot of people know that, but we had a curfew, and this is pretty funny little story here. So, anyways, we wind up. I had sent into the chamber, but I didn't do it in time. So they're like, "Well, we're going to slap you with a $125 fine, and then a $250 fine." And I'm like, "Well, I'll take a couple of them."
Yeah. Well, help the economy out.
Yeah. Well, the county sheriff did not find that funny at all.
Oh no.
And he's like, "Look, man, you got to shut it down." I said, "Man, I can't shut it down." I said, "What about if you just?" I said, "There's got to be a process, but can you just take me to jail and I'll buy enough time to get these 2 features over?" And he looked at me and goes, "Man, cuz," he said, "if you're committed like that," he said, "I can probably work with you." And I think that's all the racers want. They want somebody that will go to bat for them, and I'm that guy. And but yeah, we're excited. We want to try and grow the 150 to 175 and keep putting on great racing in Florida when the weather's great and it's snowing everywhere else in the country. So we're excited about it, and I'm thinking about maybe trying to do some of these fried Oreos on the way down there just to do out of the souvenir trailer.
How about if you do one right now? Take one more bite on that. Come on,
you're killing me.
Power through, like I tell my wrestlers.
I'm gonna have to get up extra early tomorrow and run some more.
Last question before we wrap up here in the Victory Fuel studio: who's a better driver, you or your brother?
Hang on just a second. Woo, wasn't ready for that one.
Yeah, sorry.
Definitely gotta have some water. So, Jeff is super sharp, and he's a great racer. I mean, he's a Super National champion, and he's won many, many races. And so, like, when he started racing, he was always the book smart kid. Like, he was Beta Club, never got a B. If he got a B, he was mad. So he was always very intelligent, still is, super sharp, one of the smartest guys I know in race cars. Me, on the other hand, when I'm in 10th grade, I'm over here trying to have keggers in Mom and Mooney's backyard, charging $5 a head, running 200 people in. So I think the promoting game kind of hit me early on, but once I kind of got the passion for racing, like Jeff could dial his car, and like I wasn't smart enough. I'll just tell you, I wasn't smart enough. So like I would get out there, and when I went off in the first corner and it shoved, I figured out how to make it work for the next 20. And I think that made me, I think that probably gave me a little bit of an edge on him. But, I'd never say I was better than my brother, but I'll be honest, we're on Super Nationals. I mean, I ain't got no confidence shortage. I think I got an edge on him a little bit, but I love him, and he's a hell of a racer, and, we're best friends, and that's all that matters, So we get to do this stuff together, and he's a badass.
Well, we'll call you a Super Nationals champion.
There you go. So I did get a Super Nationals champion.
There
I like
you go.
that.
Peyton, it's been a pleasure.
You bet, always.
Looking forward to going to the Clash on the Coast and seeing you enjoy all this great food.
Hey, you're going to have to try a little bit of it now.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to that. This is the Victory Fuel Studios. This is Peyton Taylor with Clash on the Coast, promoter of the event. If you can't make it live in person, you can watch all the action on IMCA TV, and that's IMCA TV, where America comes to watch racing.